but not a brilliant one. Thompson's in the driving seat here, but watch Seville on the near side. It's ever so close. Seville from Thompson. Lyles at last is beaten.
When Oblique Seville crossed that finish line in Tokyo, he didn't just win a gold medal. He sent a message that shook the entire sprinting world, and Noah Lyles heard it loud and clear. The rivalry between these two started way before Tokyo. See, ever since the legendary Usain Bolt hung up his spikes back in 2017, everyone's been asking the same question. Who's going to be the next king of sprinting? And here's the thing. There's no clear answer. Unlike Bolt's time when one man ruled everything, today we've got multiple athletes fighting for that crown. Last summer at the Paris Olympics, Noah Lyles looked unstoppable. The American sprinter grabbed gold with a time of 9.79 seconds. Meanwhile, Oblique Seville, he had a race to forget. He finished dead last in 8th place with 9.91 seconds. It was a tough moment for the Jamaican sprinter. But what happened next? That's where this story gets really interesting. Fast forward to September at the World Championships in Tokyo. The tables completely turned. Seville ran the race of his life, clocking a personal best of 9.77 seconds and taking home the gold medal. Noah Lyles, he had to settle for bronze with 9.89 seconds. Jamaica's Kashane Thompson grabbed silver with 9.82 seconds. This wasn't just any win for Seville. He became the first Jamaican to win the world 100-meter title since Usain Bolt back in 2015. And guess who was watching from the crowd? Bolt himself. After that victory, Seville sat down with Coach's Deck TV, and what he said next. It was ice cold. He looked straight at the camera and said,
So I have to say anything more, which is why Noah Lyles is going to hard to beat me, because if you can check the analysis of the race break it down.
Yeah.
My start is equivalent. It's very fast, and then my finish is equivalent to Noah Lyles' finish. So
then he broke it down. He talked about how his start is really fast, and his finish, it's just as strong as Noah Lyles' finish. Then came the knockout line. So he's not going to catch me. But Seville didn't stop there. He made it clear he doesn't spend his time studying other runners. He said,
What was that the case in terms of your mindset too?
Alright, I'm gonna give you this. Alright, think about, because I analyze myself as an athlete, because I can literally, I don't study athletes, but I know about the sports.
Yeah.
That's confidence right there. The kind of confidence that comes from knowing you're the fastest man on the planet. Now let me take you back to how all this drama started in Tokyo. During the early rounds, Seville actually struggled. In the heats, his start was terrible. By the time he reacted to the gun, other runners were already 2 steps ahead. He barely made it through to the semifinals. That's when Noah Lyles took his shot. Lyles had a perfect race in his heat, winning easily with 9.95 seconds. After the race, he made a comment that got everyone talking. He suggested that Seville was panicking in the back before his race. It was a mind game trying to get inside his rival's head before the big final.
Did you by chance see Oblique Seville with the slow reaction time in Heat 1?
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. That man was panicking in the back. Yeah. But hey, he's a gamer, so hopefully he'll get it back, and we'll have a great final.
All right. We'll see you back out in the semi. Thank you, Noah. Good to see you.
But here's where Seville showed his true character. When he heard what Lyles said, he didn't get angry or worried. Instead, he got motivated. Seville said, "When I saw what he said, I was like, damn, Jesus Christ, I want him to be in my semifinals. I was praying for it. I was praying to get his semifinals because I was just going to show him something." He even admitted he likes the rivalry. Noah is going to be Noah, he said with a smile. Seville ran the race at just 60% of his full effort and still dominated. When he crossed the finish line, he put his finger to his lips. The message was, "Sush, I am back." It was his way of telling all the doubters to be quiet. He wasn't panicking. He was ready. Seville later admitted to Jamaican media that he did have some personal issues going on during the heats. He didn't want to explain what they were, but he made sure everyone knew that by the semifinals and final, everything was okay. He was locked in and ready to perform. When the final came, Seville's strategy was brilliant. He was actually running with a toe injury. His legendary coach Glen Mills, the same man who trained Usain Bolt, told him not to race. But Seville trusted his body. He said, "My coach told me not to run, but I knew how my body felt. Sometimes, as an athlete, you just know when you have something special inside you. So I went for it, and history was created that day. His race plan was simple but smart. When I heard the gun, I told myself, just pace yourself through the race and see where it takes you, Seville said. He stayed conservative at first, making sure his injured foot was okay. But once he came out of the drive phase, he realized, no man, nothing's wrong, he can push now. That's when he made his move, and that move took him straight to gold. After the race, Seville was overjoyed. I feel really amazing and excited that the gold is coming home to Jamaica, he said. I have proved that I am a true competitor, that I have the determination of a champion. This win meant everything because Jamaica hadn't won a world or Olympic 100-meter gold since Bolt in 2015 and 2016. That's almost 10 years of waiting. Seville added, it's an elated feeling knowing that we could actually break that curse and start the new era for Jamaican sprint. Now, what about Noah Lyles? To his credit, he handled the loss with class. Right after the race, he posted on social media saying, I got nothing but the joy of the Lord in my heart. It has been a very challenging year. Being able to give my all on the race that meant the most is all I can ask for. Lyles had good reason to say it was challenging. He'd been dealing with injuries all season. He only came to Tokyo with 4 100-meter races under his belt, but even in the final, he ran his season's best time. I will never be disappointed with that, he said, and to show he's still a champion, Lyles went on to win the 200-meter final, claiming his 4th straight world title in that event with a time of 19.52 seconds. But Tokyo wasn't the first time Seville beat Lyles this year. Back in August at the Lausanne Diamond League, Seville destroyed the competition in terrible conditions. It was pouring rain with a headwind. While everyone else struggled, Seville ran 9.87 seconds, absolutely dominating the field. Lyles finished second with 10.02 seconds. After that race, Seville said, we can perform even in hurricanes. For me, it's just execution and to show my dominance, to separate myself from the field, once again. Before that, Seville also beat Lyles in London with a time of 9.86 seconds. Throughout the 2025 season, Seville ran 6 races under 9.90 seconds. He wasn't just talking big. He was backing it up every single time he stepped on the track. This success didn't come easy, though. Seville had to completely change his approach this year. He explained, this year we made drastic changes to my conditioning and focused on staying healthy. In previous years, injuries kept him from racing enough Diamond League events. He'd show up at big championships facing guys like Lyles and Thompson who'd been racing all season while he was still trying to find his rhythm. But this year was different. The new training plan worked perfectly. Tokyo also gave us a beautiful moment for Jamaica. Seville won gold and Thompson took silver, giving Jamaica a 1-2 finish. Before the championships, Usain Bolt predicted exactly this would happen. Bolt said,
there's no reason they shouldn't be 1-2 because they're in the top fastest times in the world this year and they're big.
And he was absolutely right. Seville credits Jamaica's coaching system for the country's comeback. If you check the statistics in track and field, it's the same coach but different athletes, he said, naming coaches like Stephen Francis, Glen Mills, and Coach Lance. And that's exactly what's happening. For Oblique Seville, this journey from 8th place in Paris to world champion in Tokyo is more than just a comeback story. It's a statement. When he told Noah Lyles that he's going too hard to beat him, he wasn't being disrespectful. He was being honest. Right now, at this moment, Oblique Seville is the fastest man on the planet. And after everything he's been through, all the injuries, all the 4th place finishes, all the doubts, he's finally standing at the top of the podium with gold around his neck. That's his message to Noah Lyles and the rest of the world. The king of sprinting might not be decided yet, but Oblique Seville is definitely in the race.
And Baye's quest has gone, you suspect. The 16-year-old Alamayo coming home ahead of Gumi, and it is a new World Under-18 record.
The 2025 Astana indoor meet in Kazakhstan started like any other race, but what happened next left the entire athletics world stunned. In under 9 minutes, 17-year-old Marta Alamayo from Ethiopia ran a performance so unbelievable that people thought it had to be fake, but it wasn't. Every stride was real, and in that moment, Alamayo didn't just win a race, she shattered expectations and redefined what young athletes can achieve. Alamayo crossed the finish line of the women's 3,000 meters in 8 minutes 39.80 seconds, a time that not only blew past expectations, but obliterated the world U18 indoor record for the event by more than 6 seconds. For a record that had stood unchallenged for 12 years, this was no ordinary achievement. It was a seismic moment in track and field, a moment that turned a quiet Ethiopian teen into a global sensation overnight. And she did it with the poise and composure of a veteran. The women's 3,000-meter race at Astana wasn't just a showcase of speed, it was a fierce showdown between Ethiopia's rising stars. Alamayo was up against Shido Gumi, a 17-year-old compatriot, and Aksumuit Mbaye, the seasoned 2022 World Indoor 1,500 meters silver medalist. In a field packed with talent and ambition, Alamayo's strategy and execution stood out. The race began tactically, with the 3 Ethiopians forming a tight lead pack. When Alamayo attempted to push her way to the front on the inside, she found her path blocked. Lesser athletes might have panicked. Not Marta. She displayed age-defying maturity, smoothly shifting to the outside and powering ahead. That final kick was not just about speed, it was about grit, confidence, and intelligence, qualities that define champions. Before Alamayo's run, the U18 World Indoor record for the 3,000 meters was 8 minutes 46.01 seconds, set by Gotitum Gebreselassie, who would go on to become the 2022 World Marathon Champion. Marta's time of 8:39.80 sliced more than 6 seconds off that mark. This wasn't a near miss or a marginal win, it was a statement, a warning shot to the global athletics world. And it wasn't just about one record. A few months later, in May 2025, Alamayo set another World U18 best, this time outdoors at the Diamond League meet in Rabat. She clocked 8 minutes 32.20 seconds, breaking Ma Ningning's 32-year-old record of 8 minutes 36.45 seconds, set in 1993. 2 records in less than 6 months, both shattered by a teenager not yet old enough to drive. Born on April 8, 2008, Marta Alamayo is not just Ethiopia's latest distance prodigy. She is the youngest women's U20 World Cross Country Champion of the 21st century, having won the title in Belgrade in March 2024 at just 15 years and 357 days. That victory placed her in rare company, making her the youngest since Kenya's Rose Koski, who won the same title in 1997. She grew up in Ethiopia, a country that has consistently produced world-class distance runners like Tirunesh Dibaba, Meseret Dafar, and Haile Gebrselassie. But even in such an elite lineage, Marta stands out. Her career has been one upward trajectory since she was first spotted in domestic races. Marta's breakout began in earnest in 2024. She kicked off the year by finishing 4th in the Ethiopian U20 cross-country trials, a result that earned her a spot at the World Cross Country Championships. There, on March 30th, she stunned the field in Belgrade, winning both the individual and team U20 gold medals. Her composure, pacing, and finishing kick left seasoned juniors in the dust. Just weeks later, she won the 5,000 meters at the Kip Keino Classic in Nairobi, clocking 15 minutes, 14.54 seconds, a time that put her squarely in the spotlight of international scouts and analysts. In August 2024, Marta claimed bronze in the 3,000 meters at the World U20 Championships in Lima, Peru, despite facing older and more experienced athletes. The medal was more than hardware. It was a signal of her consistent form and versatility across distances. Then came 2025, her most transformative year yet. At the Astana indoor meet in January, she lined up as a dark horse, but by the end of the race, she was a world record holder. The Astana indoor meet, part of the World Athletics Indoor Tour Gold Series, is one of the top-tier global events alongside meets in cities like Boston, Madrid, Belgrade, and New York. The significance of Alamayo's victory was amplified by the stage it came on. She didn't just win a local junior race, she beat elite seniors in a globally televised event. In May, Marta doubled down at the Meeting International Mohammed VI d'Athletisme in Rabat, part of the Diamond League. Her 8:32.20 clocking in the 3,000 meter not only lowered her indoor mark, It placed her among the top 10 fastest 3,000-meter runners in the world for the year, regardless of age. More impressive than the time itself was her control over the race. She moved with confidence, unbothered by the world-class field around her. It was a mature, measured performance that could have come from a runner twice her age. What makes Marta Alamayo's rise so unbelievable? It's the speed, yes, but also the context. She is doing this at an age when most athletes are still figuring out training schedules and racing strategies. She's not just fast for her age, she's world-class. Her races don't look like junior events, they look like Olympic finals. Her stride is long, fluid, and composed. Her pacing is consistent. Her tactics are sharp, and perhaps most impressive of all, she races with no fear. There's no hesitation when she needs to move, no panic when boxed in, no flailing at the finish line. She simply runs with the calm precision of someone born to compete. Her training is said to include high-altitude sessions in the Ethiopian highlands, where she's surrounded by a culture of endurance. She also benefits from a structured mentorship program involving retired Ethiopian champions who provide tactical insights and psychological guidance. Alamayo's trajectory already has echoes of Ethiopia's greats. Like Dibaba, she found early success on the junior circuit. Like Dafar, she has the ability to outkick more experienced competitors. And like Gebre Selassie, she shows joy and humility in every interview. The Ethiopian Athletics Federation is undoubtedly watching her closely. With the 2026 World Championships and the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles on the horizon, Alamayo is not just a youth prospect. She is a likely contender for senior global medals. Of course, there are always concerns when teenage athletes break into senior competition. The risk of injury, burnout, and mental fatigue looms large. But so far, Alamayo's training seems carefully managed. Her race schedule is selective, and she doesn't appear to be over-raced. Moreover, her interviews suggest a grounded mindset. After her win in Astana, she was calm and composed, thanking her coaches and teammates. There was no boastfulness, no arrogance, just quiet determination. Marta Alamayo's journey is only beginning, but already she has redefined what is possible for young athletes. Her world records are not just footnotes in the track and field history books, they are chapters that will inspire the next generation. She runs with elegance, courage, and intelligence. Her performances might look fake because we've never seen someone her age do this before, but they're real, very real, and as the global athletics world takes notice. One thing is clear, Marta Alamayo isn't the future of distance running. She's the present.
It's all about getting everything right. You know what I mean? It's never just easy. It's always easier when you're younger because I was there. I used to do great things when I was young, but...
Gout Gout, the kid who runs faster than almost anyone his age, just told the world where he's racing next, and it's going to be massive. Gout Gout is heading to the Commonwealth Games, and everyone needs to pay attention. So here's what happened. For a while, people thought Gout would skip the Commonwealth Games in 2026 because he wanted to focus on the World Junior Championships in America. Those championships happen in August, and Gout really wants to do something special there. He wants to copy what Usain Bolt did back in 2002 when Bolt won the under 2.0 title in the 200 meters, but now everything has changed. Gout's manager James Templeton just confirmed the big news. He said, "We are planning that Gout will be available to run at an event in Glasgow before going on to the World Juniors in Eugene." That means Gout is doing both competitions. He'll race at the Commonwealth Games first, then fly to America for the Junior Championships right after. This is huge for Australia. Petria Thomas is in charge of Australia's team at the Commonwealth Games, and she's super excited. She told reporters, "It's very exciting when our best athletes publicly announce their intention to be at the Games." She also said that while athletes still need to qualify officially, it's really great when the best people want to compete. Now let's talk about who Gout Gout actually is, because this teenager is breaking records left and right. He's only 17 years old and still in high school. He lives in Ipswich, which is in Queensland, Australia. His parents are from South Sudan and moved to Australia back in 2005. So, Gout was born in Australia, and now he's becoming one of the fastest teenagers on the entire planet.